Senate, and their prices are going up with a large portion of the population on welfare. The same thing the U.S. government has announced along with the EU. In fact, here's the headline. U.S.-EU prepares to buy off post-revolution governments with billions in aid. They're desperately, because of the hyperinflation that they have triggered, understand that this is happening, so they're there pumping more fiat currency out, which then only exacerbates the problem of the buying power. So it may stave things off for a little while, but studying Weimar Republic, Zimbabwe, Argentina, I know you've studied it. Explain to people how this thing telescopes towards the end. It always accelerates.
That's exactly right, Alex. It always accelerates. And the reason why is really simple to understand if you know how interest works. So you borrow a lot of money, and then you can't afford the interest, so you have to borrow still more money to pay the interest. Well, now your debt grows bigger, and it pyramids, and you've got it exactly right. So what happens is sooner or later these debts come to a size where the only way to manage them is by printing. And that is the stage that we are at right now. It's simply math. Alex, the total domestic savings in the United States is around $600 billion a year, okay? We're running a $1.5, $1.6 trillion deficit, which means we're $1 trillion more or less in the hole every year. We got to borrow from somebody. Now, for years and years and years, we were borrowing from the Chinese. They have begun to sell their treasuries, which means they're not buying new debt issues. The only way we can finance these debts is by printing, and that is exactly what is happening. And the ramifications of that printing is what's causing the unrest right now in the emerging markets, particularly in the Middle East, where there's a huge food shortage. But that is going to trigger soaring energy prices, and that is what will cause the problems in the U.S. You think that unions are upset right now? Well, wait until gasoline costs $5 or $6 or $10 at the pump. Then you're going to see some upset unions. If they're willing to get bloody over some healthcare benefit things where they have to start paying 5 and 6% of their healthcare costs, imagine what they're going to do when they can't put gas in their trucks.
It's unbelievable. Briefly getting back to censorship, the system doesn't want your ads on national TV. The government, we just saw it in Egypt, decrying the shut off of the internet, the decrying of the shut off of the internet in Libya, which is legitimate to decry that. But then Obama and the federal government are now trial ballooning, saying, yeah, we got a bill where we can shut off the internet or redirect any websites we want to government messages. The federal government's accelerating, seizing, in some cases, hundreds of thousands of websites a week now. 2 weeks ago, they grabbed 84,000 innocent websites and put a Homeland Security message up that they were involved in child porn. Turned out it was a mistake, but they're really now coming out in the open. Jay Rockefeller talking about the internet kill switch and cybersecurity, how there's going to be a cyber attack, and they'll have to shut the web down when that happens. Of course, they'll launch the cyber attack and then use that as the pretext to shut it down. I mean, we need to get this information out now, because as this unfolds, you better believe, folks, if it gets as bad as it could, it's in the cards that they're going to shut this radio show off, and you're not going to be able to get to Stansberry.com. I think we should take out from the weapons arsenal today the Google bomb. I just had the idea. We're going to do it. Folks, let's make it number one. It'll take about 3 hours to do it. Put it in Google over and over again. One word. End of America, the number 3. Not the numeral, not spelled out, just 3. Endofamerica3.com. Let's cram it down their throat and let them know while the web is still there, we're going to use it. Endofamerica3.com, so folks will see that free video. Endofamerica, the number 3.com. That's torpedo number 1, fired. Endofamerica, number 3.com. Let's have the number 2 search term. We've had the top 5 before in a row. Let's launch endgamemovie.com, so folks can then go see how the globalists have actually planned all this. Endgamemovie.com. Guys, double check that URL. That's a backup for what is the endgame.com, but I think that's probably harder to remember than endgamemovie.com. But so let's check on that. In fact, I can just do it right now. Endgamemovie.com. Let me just put that in. I got so many websites. Endgamemovie. Okay, it's Endgame the movie. Oh, it's Endgame the movie. Okay, correction, folks. Correction. Endgamethemovie.com. Endgamethemovie.com. The film is free. shows the globalist own statements of how they plan to wreck society, post-industrial world by getting you in debt. They want to use making you poor to turn us all into the unwashed masses, like the poor folks in the third world, so that we can't resist. Endgame movie, or Endgame, I'm going to try it again, 3 times the charm. Endgame, I just thought of this just now. EndgameTheMovie.com. One word, put in Google over and over again. EndgameTheMovie.com, EndgameTheMovie.com, and EndOfAmerica3.com. Let's send them both to the top, ladies and gentlemen, and see how the globalists like it. Porter, your comment on the open announcements that they want to have fairness doctrine for talk radio, that, oh, we need to shut up and not criticize the government or we cause violence, that we need Internet 2 to come in, that we need an Internet kill switch.
Well, listen, all I can tell you is that, believe it or not, right now, we have subpoenas at my company by the Social Security Administration. Why in the world would the Social Security Administration be sending me subpoenas? And the answer to that is because I published a report that showed people how they could get more benefits out of Social Security. So I told people how they could start getting it at 62 and then raise the level of their benefits when they turn 65. It was completely illegal. It was a secret loophole that only insiders in Washington knew about. I published a whole report about it, and so now, in retribution, the Social Security Administration is coming after me, telling me that I don't have the right to print the words Social Security. I'm not making this up. This is a lawsuit that's going on right now with my business.
Well, that's a thought crime that you've committed, Porter Stansbury.
Some of the things that have happened to me as far as being sued by the government, I would have never believed unless it had actually happened to me. But it actually, there's a law in the books that says you're not allowed to write or publish the words Social Security. Now, of course, the Social Security Administration doesn't sue every newspaper that prints those words. They don't sue every media outlet for using those words. They just go after the folks who they don't like. So if you spill their secrets, they're going to come after you, and that's what they're doing to me right now.
But they're already going to destroy our society to begin with, so this is just survival instinct. We've got to do what we're doing. Just like the Alamo, we just got to stand up, and that's the end of it. And they may get us, but they're not going to get everybody else, because people are going to say, remember Alex Jones, remember Porter Stansbury, remember the Alamo.
Well, it does get tiresome to have a big target on your back, though, doesn't it?
So why not just go with it? Why not just love it then?
Come on. This is the United States of America. You can't actually sue me for writing a report, can you? Oh, yes, you can, because it's a myth. The whole idea that we're free is completely a myth. And I know that you and we talk about this all the time to our various audiences. And, I think a lot of times people think that we're a little off base until they start getting into the facts, until they start seeing what's actually going on and right there in front of us.
Let me stop you with the dirty tricks. This is just breaking, huge on the Drudge Report. It's also going up on Infowars.com. ABC News, national ABC. Wisconsin governor pranked by reporter posing as a billionaire conservative activist. Walker reveals plans to break Democratic union opposition on call with billionaire David Koch. Or Koch, and then it goes on. The prankster pretending to be the billionaire also asked Walker whether troublemakers should be planted in the protests, presumably to discredit their efforts. Walker reveals that he and his aides had thought about that, but decided against it. My only fear would be that if there was a ruckus caused, that would scare the public into thinking that maybe the governor's got to settle to avoid all these problems, Walker said. So there's the governor reportedly saying he'd already entertained provocateurs. Well, the Democrats have been caught all over the country with violent provocateurs posing as Tea Party people.
Yeah. But the thing that I'm curious about is, and I hope that you'll think about this as well, is it doesn't make any difference whether the governor forces the unions to back off or not. It doesn't make any difference because Wisconsin is facing a $2 billion deficit. So it doesn't even matter who's in the governor's office. The government, the state of Wisconsin is broke. So all these guys are doing is they're fighting over a bunch of crumbs. It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, the Titanic has already hit the iceberg, and they're fighting over silverware on the deck. Stay there. When we come back, I want to talk about these Wall Street Journal reports and others that are saying 42 states are already essentially bankrupt. The feds are preparing to take them into receivership, but the feds are bankrupt. It's a shell game.
Never buy home canning jar lids again. No kidding. When you buy Tadler reusable canning lids once, you'll never buy canning lids ever again. Safely store emergency preparedness foods for years. Traditional metal lids are single-use throwaways containing BPA. But Tadler reusable canning lids are guaranteed to last a lifetime when used as designed for home canning. Tadler lids are made with a USDA and FDA-approved food-grade plastic, safe for direct food contact, and contain no BPA. Tadler lids are dishwasher safe, usable with standard pressure or water bath canning, eliminate food spoilage from acid corrosion, fit standard mason jars, are indefinitely reusable, and are proudly made in the USA. Place orders at reusablecanninglids.com or call 1-877-747-2793. 877-747-2793. Call 877-747-2793 or go to reusablecanninglids.com. That's reusablecanninglids.com for Tadler reusable canning lids, the original since 1976.
This message starts with a great offer from Big Berkey Water Filters because we don't want you drinking dangerous water 1 minute longer. Right now, purchase any filter system from BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com to get your choice of 2 Berkey Sport bottles, a KDF shower filter, a set of fluoride filters, or our new sight glass spigot absolutely free. Why do this? Because over 60% of municipal water is fluoridated, and at less than 2 cents per gallon, Berkey Water Filters purify both treated and untreated water, removing dangerous chlorine, fluoride, and other contaminants. Big Berkey water filters are powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, so they're perfect for rainwater collection systems and emergency preparedness. Remember, Big Berkey includes free shipping on every order over $50, and GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit BIGBERKEY waterfilters.com or call 877-99-BERKEY. That's BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com or call today 1-877-99-BERKEY.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com. Well, Porter Stansberry is being persecuted for telling the truth, and so is anybody else prominently and effectively and successfully fighting the globalists. And we've only got 2 more segments with him, and Lindsey Williams is coming on. If you want to see the free video that the government's trying to censor, endofamerica3.com. Check it out today and send the link out to everybody you know. We want to make it the #1 search term, endofamerica3.com. Again, that's endofamerica3.com, secondary search term, endgamethemovie.com. See how the globalists like that. They can go watch my film for free as well. Now, Porter, just briefly burning up time here. I wish I wasn't, and I want to get you back soon. I know you're very busy. But my grandmother 2 years ago, she lives in a very humble home in South Austin, lived there for 20-plus years. My grandfather's dead. She is, doing okay, but quite frankly, I've had to give her a little bit of money over the years just for groceries. I guess that's not doing okay. And my dad helps out as well. And, it's my mom's mother, sweetheart. She's my only grandmother I got left, 87 years old now. And just incredible. But they tried to come and take her Social Security and make her fill out forms and harass her. So they're running normal people out of Social Security that paid into it. You discovered an inside deal that federal employees were doing. You told folks from 96 to 2010. And when people found out about it and started using it, they got rid of the program. That's why federal employees are so mad at you. Explain what you explained to me during the break.
Yeah, it was. You got the dates a little bit wrong, but in 2006, one of